Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to my Wrestlemania results/thoughts. This video is going to be very, enthusiastic, because I did love this show. This Wrestlemania was probably, maybe next to Wrestlemania 17, my favorite Wrestlemania I've watched. And it's just so good, and we're going to get into it, and hopefully you'll see why too, or if you did watch it, you'll tell me what you thought about it. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right on into this.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
So to start things off on the kickoff show, we had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And let me just be the first one to say, it was absolutely delightful. Matt Hardy won, but only because Bray Wyatt returned in a woken Wyatt state of mind. This was an awesome match. It wasn't, it's just a battle royal. I mean, there's not too much that goes on, but this was just an awesome sequence of events for this to just push on this far. And me being a fan of the Broken Universe and everything, it just made this so much more, concrete and fun. I loved every part about it. I'm glad they actually gave the win to Matt. Even though it was just a battle royals can still be cool if they tell a story right. And this one has just launched another whole fucking story off. So yeah, I mean, it was a decent opener. This is just a pre-show though, so like, when we get into it, we're gonna get into it. Next, we had the crowning of the new Cruiserweight champion, where Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali tore it up. I wasn't a huge fan of the match because I'm not a fan of 205 Live, so I didn't know the story going into it that well. But, you could definitely tell they were trying to pull a story there, and like how they were friends and everything, and all that. But I mean, so that was really nice. I mean, overall it was a really good, solid match. It's just, Cedric Alexander won, and they had some cool spots here and there, but it was just, it was a better than average 205 Live match from what I've seen. But of course, I was watching it when Enzo Amore was on it, so standards were a little bit lower, I assume. Anyway, yeah, it was a decent match, and Cedric won. I mean, I wish I could have seen Mustafa Ali win, but Cedric, he probably deserves it in the eyes of management. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so counteracting the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, we had the Women's Battle Royal, which lost its name due to technical reasons. It was a fun matchup. I was really on the top of my seat because I didn't know who was going to win. I obviously didn't expect Naomi to win, but she did. She pulled up the W, and I don't think it's going to help her career much, but it still was a WrestleMania moment, which is good to have. Anyway, though, let's go ahead and jump on into the actual show because I'm super excited to talk about the first match. Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor. These were my pre-match thoughts, which I wrote down before the match even began. And yes, I know, I'm a fuckboy. I have down, Seth Rollins is the true MVP. He came out with solid blue eyes, pushing the Game of Thrones fans one step farther into this epic hype train. I love Seth Rollins for his in-ring work, but get him casted as one of the Night King's generals or some shit. This entrance was amazing, but that's just because I'm a Game of Thrones fuckboy, as I said. The Miz had some weird samurai get-up and sent the Miztourage to the back in maybe an attempt to face turn. I highly doubt it, but we could see it honestly. Then Finn Balor came out with the LGBT Balor Club, which was fun and cool to see. I might have appreciated it more if it wasn't still jizzing over the Game of Thrones shit. Anyways, let's watch this match. Haha. Okay. So, if that indicates anything on how I was feeling at that moment, I was super into Seth Rollins' get-up coming out. But, yeah, I mean, the only cool thing of note here is The Miz sent the Miztourage to the back. they didn't come back out, which really shocked me. It's just one of those things, like, with the Miztourage not coming back out, could he actually be planning a face turn? I don't know. Anyway, the match itself was fucking insane. Possibly match of the night. I'm not exactly sure how I feel. I want to let it sink in a little bit more. Oh, excuse me. But it could possibly have been match of the night. You know, it's going to be in WrestleMania history no matter what happened. There was this spot where, God, I gotta remember it. You gotta remember, this is 7 hours I watched this shit, and I made notes, but... Oh, yeah. I thought for sure The Miz was going to retain, but management probably, I guess, wanted to go ahead and get Seth Rollins' Grand Slam out of the way. Even though I do feel like this could royally fuck Finn Balor over, but he's already on the card, fucked up completely anyway, so why not fuck him up a little bit more? Anyway, yeah, this first match was insane, and I think I'm going to go ahead and say it was match of the night. Maybe. Yeah. Well, for the second match, it was Charlotte versus Asuka, and I don't think I'd have been okay with this outcome if it was anywhere else other than WrestleMania. These two had a excellent match, and in the end, Asuka lost her streak. But there was this part in the match that literally had me like, holy shit. Charlotte went for a moonsault, and she got caught up. Asuka caught her up in her legs or some shit, and put her into a submission hold, while she was trying to land the moonsault. That is insane. But anyway, it's... Asuka's streak is over. I thought for sure Carmella was going to cash in and save the streak. But, yeah, I'm lost on this one. It was a really good match. I'm really happy how it turned out now. But, like, I guess it's a good thing to have that streak not looming over her anymore. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to look forward in the bright way. Okay, so next we have the United States Championship match, and the crowd was the most alive out of anything, right? Well, second most alive, I should say. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Rusev were basically, like, all getting, you know, a little bit of, you know, cheer here and there, and Rusev was pulling in all of the cheers. I'm sorry. Bobby Roode and Randy Orton were getting a few cheers, while Rusev was pulling in all the cheers, and Jinder Mahal was just in the background. Which, it was a good overall solid match for a pay-per-view. I don't know about WrestleMania, though. I would not have had Jinder Mahal winning against three guys at this level. But he was a champion. Oh, God. It just fucks me up. I hate the way they did this, but I can't do nothing about it. So let's go ahead and just move on before I have an aneurysm. All I can say for this one is, wow. I did not expect this to be an amazing match like it was. Kurt and Triple H still have it, no matter what anybody says. Stephanie McMahon proved that she is truly a McMahon. She can run that heel card straight out the book. I think Shane might need a little work on his face card, though. Ronda Rousey still has a little ways to go, though. I honestly feel like she did really good for her debut. Like, really, really good, given the circumstances. She's at WrestleMania for her debut match against The Boss and The Boss, with an Olympic gold medalist as your partner. How stoked would you be at that point? But other than that, Stephanie and Stephanie and Triple H were playing their heel gimmicks so good in the early going. It was such a good match, and I loved every second of it. But Kurt and Ronda did end up winning, so I'm really happy about that. I just don't see where this feud goes from here unless Stephanie and Triple H just kind of back off. The Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day versus the Usos. Well, domination. That's all this was, is domination with a lot of cool little spots here and there. It was a bit too quick of a match for me. I think they could save this if they book it right in the next few weeks, but all this was basically a pancake super kick party that got dominated by Eric and Rowan. So yeah, I mean, it was there, it happened. This setup was absolutely incredible. So not only has he been no-showing for the past few weeks, but everyone's talking about, oh, it's the American Badass Undertaker coming back. Oh, the American Badass. Oh, dear God. Oh, American Badass. John Cena sitting in the crowd. I think it was after the Charlotte and Asuka match, a referee came down and got him, and he jumped up to the crowd and took off running, insinuating the Undertaker was there. So John Cena came out after this tag team match. Excuse me, it's so early, I didn't get any fucking sleep last night because I was watching this shit. Anyway, so, where was I at? John Cena came out, and the lights shut off after, nothing happened. The lights just shut off. He couldn't get the Undertaker to come out, so the lights shut off. A ref came down beforehand and told him, he's not coming. So John Cena starts walking, and the lights go off, and you hear the tune of the Undertaker's, it was the Johnny Cash tune. The Ain't No Grave Can Keep My Buddy Down song or whatever. I forgot the name of it. It starts out like I hurt myself today. But I'm rambling at this point. Instead of The Undertaker, the guitar playing was Elias. John Cena kicks the ever-loving shit out of Elias. Like, just beats his ass really good. And then he's just like, so this is my Wrestlemania moment. And John Cena plays a perfect part. So he starts walking to the back, and all of a sudden that gong and music hits and the lights go out. And Undertaker's hat and coat appear in the ring. They get struck by lightning and then disappear. And the dead man walks out. This was so beautiful. It was such an awesome moment. Except for the fact that the match was really short because you could tell the Undertaker's not in top health. But he was out there like a fireball. He hit the old school. He hit a choke slam. He went for a tombstone. It was a squash match of John Cena. I think John just wanted to do it, just so he could get the Undertaker back on the card and get back out there, But yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think down below, because I absolutely loved it, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Alright. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Owens and Zayn. If Kevin and Sammy win, they're rehired. So, Daniel and Shane got attacked from behind before the match started. Shane is already hurting because he had a naval hernia, and Daniel Bryan got power bombed onto the apron. So he's hurt. So Shane goes in there haphazardly trying to fight, and he gets some really cool offense. I still hate his punching, but he gets some really cool offense in on the two, and then gets his ass beat. And then when the 1, 2, 3 is about to hit, Daniel Bryan comes running back to save the day and absolutely shows off this match. how he is in perfect condition. He is ready to go. And, you know, he really is. He didn't miss a beat. And I'm really happy that he's back, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the future. But yeah, this match was just basically a return party for him. Is it bad to say that I actually thought Alexa Bliss was going to retain here? Nia Jax dominated her in this match. She started the match off by taking Mickie James and just like turning her into a rag doll. A fucking rag doll. Yeah, that's not an exaggeration either. She was literally flipping her around like a fucking doll. Anyway, Alexa got smart throughout the match. She tried to take her knee out. She tried to take her eye out. And it was just the most heart-wrenching moment when the bell rung and she was Nia Jax was handed that title. You could tell, you could tell it was her moment and she was shining. Anyway, though, I'm going to go ahead and move on because this one wasn't all that great. It was a decent match, but, it was a better moment than match. I am still conflicted on this match. Not just the aftermath, though. The match itself. It started off a lot slower than I thought it was going to be, and it never really picked up too much steam. It always kind of like it'd pick up and then it'd stop. Pick up and then it'd stop. But I guess the true story, I don't even know why I'm talking about the match. The true story is after the match, Shinsuke turned heel. I don't know how I feel about that either, because, oh god, I just don't want them to fuck him up. They're going to, though, I know it. The foreign guy always has to be the heel, doesn't he? Jesus Christ. I don't want to even think about it anymore. Anyway, AJ retained, Shinsuke turned heel. That's all you need to know. It is official. The entire Raw Tag Team division has been buried. It has been buried 6 feet deep. And it is not coming back from this. Braun Strowman took a child, no more than the age of 10, from the audience, made him his partner, and then proceeded to beat the fuck out of the bar in about 5 minutes at most. This was fucking ridiculous in all accounts. But hey, that kid gets his WrestleMania moment, Braun gets his, and the whole Raw Tag Team division is completely destroyed. Anyway, let's move on. I really don't want to talk about this match because it was funny, but it was maybe the second or third biggest shock of the night. Brock Lesnar retained. Like I told you, I could see some bullshit happening. It looks like some bullshit is gonna happen. But it was basically a slugfest. Big move, big move, big move, big move, big move. Your turn, big move. Yeah, it was a beatdown. Roman at one point literally had so much blood pouring from his face that it reminded me of that Edge and Mick Foley match where he just had blood pouring down his face. It was gruesome as fuck. I don't know how I feel about the outcome. Because, yeah, I get it. You don't want to push Roman Reigns. But he needed to win that match, like, badly. And, the crowd ruined this match for me because I was super into it. They were all like, this is boring, or Roman is boring, or some shit like that. And they kept making fun of Roman. I'm like, okay, yeah, we all hate the fact that the corporate pushed the fuck out of him, but you don't have to be a dick to the guy, dude. He's having his WrestleMania moment. Give him a shot. He's a hell of an athlete if you don't like him. But yeah, I mean, this match was overall fucking gruesome. Like I said, Brock literally just laid into this. It was bad. I thought it was a shoot at first, and then I was like, no, there's no fucking way Brock ain't throwing full force. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. So, in the end, I absolutely loved this year's WrestleMania. I still feel like I need a few hours for it all to sink in, especially the AJ Styles Shinsuke match. But overall, it was really good. I loved everything that happened with John Cena and The Undertaker. I loved the Asuka Charlotte match. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and The Miz probably had match of the night. Roman left in a bloody heap without winning, and Brock still champ somehow. Braun Strowman became tag partners with a 10-year-old, and the Bludgeon Brothers dominate. So, what can you do? Anyway, that's been my haphazard WrestleMania review, guys. So, if you all did like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me exactly what you all thought about each match down below. I love reading the comments, and this is especially a topic I want to hear about.